Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, guys, be sure to drop your crowns and your elephants and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Below Deck. And apparently people are watching because the ratings for Below Deck are up. They did even better than the Potomac reunion with Nicki Minaj. Can you believe it? Shout out to everyone that's already in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here. This is our weekly thing that we love to do because I love Below Deck. Last night, I was watching Down with Jason's Below Deck recap as well. I was in the chat. I was talking with you guys because I had so much to say. Anyways, why am I yelling? Because it's hump day. It's hump day, and as you can see, I'm ready for the holidays. I am ready for the holidays, and though we're talking about Below Deck, and we're in the middle of the Caribbean, it's freezing here in New York City, but it's December 1st. Isn't today World AIDS Day? You guys will remind me in the chat. If so, there's things I need to do. Don't forget, guys, this month we are going to choose a wonderful, wonderful organization to support because we try to do that every single month here on the channel. So stay tuned for those details. If you're watching the recap of this, I want to know your thoughts on Below Deck. Let's just jump right on in because there are a lot of things to go over. I do think that Below Deck's current season has been a slow starter. But for me, as I've said multiple times, Fraser is my favorite, And I think that we need him to come back next season as Chief Stew. Heather, for me, not really feeling Heather. Sorry, Heather. Straight shooter here, though. I'm not enjoying Heather. Sorry. Happy early birthday to Nikki. It is sad season. Miami's in the building. Ida, thank you so much. What's going on? Yeah. Danny says Below Deck is a top show for sure. Guys, we're live on multiple platforms. We're live on TikTok. We're live on, someone says Team Fraser as well in the chat. We're live on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter. We're live on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Twitter. So if you're not following, be sure to follow me there. Be sure to retweet this, share this live to get more people out there. Because as you know, Below Deck, we really just recently added that to some of the shows that we recap here on the channel. But it's one of my favorite shows. It's the show that I really dug deep in over the pandemic. And I've rewatched certain seasons again because I still miss Kate Chastain. Just saying. Marilyn's in the building. What's going on? Boxer Girl says, Heather is not strong enough to carry the leading role. I agree. Heather's okay. And there were a little cute, little funny moments. But it's interesting how Fraser and Heather have come together in their, not hate for Jess, but equal dislike of Jess. And honestly, Jess is not, she's not bringing a lot. She's not bringing a lot when it comes to being a stew. And she's not bringing a lot when it comes to being a reality TV star. She's kind of boring. Okay, not kind of, she's boring. Thank you, Ida, for reminding. Yes, it is World AIDS Day. I know December 1st it was. I was just like, wait a second. There's a few things happening today. Cecilia says, yes, Kempire, it's cold. It is cold in Yonkers in New York also. I mean, we're in the middle of, it's not officially winter yet, though. That's in a couple of weeks. But anyways, let's get into this recap, guys. So Fraser at the top of this episode, they have the lady that's in love with Captain Lee. Do I still have her picture on here? I might have deleted it because I was like, she's not going to be here forever. Or maybe I didn't. No, she's still there. Oh my goodness. It's funny because they didn't play into a lot of her and being in love with Captain Lee this episode, but there were a couple of remarks about, first of all, she made those remarks to her son about Captain Lee being hot. That was her son she was making those remarks to. I mean, you see her husband. She looks like she's far younger than her husband. Her husband celebrates his 75th birthday on the ship. She probably looks like she's in her 50s. Oh my God, if she's not in her 50s, I apologize. It's the tanning then. It's not my fault. Stop tanning so much. The sun is not your friend. I mean, the sun is your friend, but not when you sit and bake under it. Just saying. Courtney says the young men were mortified by the parents. They're probably used to it, though. I don't know if they were mortified. I think they're used to their parents being a mess. Courtney says this episode was hilarious. What's going on, Denmark? All right, so let's get into this. So the guests really weren't the highlight this episode. I love the youngest kid with the handcuffed luggage with him, which was holding the tip, and they got a really good tip this episode with this charter guest, $25,000. And I think that's really because of Chef Rachel. I've been hard on Chef Rachel, but this episode I have to defend Chef Rachel. First of all, they had so many remarks about how good the food was. I was like, the food must be good because everyone that has her food says it's good. And she's been doing this for many years as a chef. But like I said, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, the food's good if I haven't tried it. It looks good, but you can make things look good and be bland. Chef Rachel, that means we're just going to have a cooking show. You're going to have to come on. You're going to have to cook for us. And then I'll have to taste it for myself. But you know what? Chef Rachel, on camera and off camera, seems to have a good heart. Based off of my friends, Adam and Jason, they said she's very sweet. I've seen her be very sweet to them. So I'm team Chef Rachel this week. But I was embarrassed by Chef Rachel last season. I didn't like her behavior. She embarrassed the boat. She embarrassed herself. I didn't like it. I didn't like what she said to Captain Lee. I didn't like the fact that she left the boat and then tried to come back. So these are the reasons why I didn't love Chef Rachel. But this season, she definitely is this is her redemption season. She's doing her job. Captain Lee seems to really like her. And maybe because she does her job really, really well. And I love her interaction with the kids and her flirtation with some of with the older kid. I mean, he's grown. He's not a kid. Ida says 25,000 divided by, it's still a lot of money in comparison to what they've received before and over the seasons. It's still a very good tip. But Chef Rachel, I've turned a corner because Chef Rachel this season, she's funny. I mean, she's still a little weird and quirky, but that makes for great reality TV. She makes me laugh and cringe. But the food's good. The charter guests at one point say she could open her own restaurant. Chef Rachel, I hope you're considering that. And then I'll come down and then I'll go to the restaurant. Just don't spit in my food. This is why I can't get food from Chris Bassett and them, because I don't know what they're going to do in the kitchen. They may not like of what I said. This is why I can't go to Candy's restaurants. I mean, technically, I wouldn't go anyway, based off the rating. But here's the hypocrisy. I'm just going to jump ahead since we're talking about Chef Rachel in this episode, because the charter guests, towards the end. I don't like how everyone was laughing, even including Eddie, about how Jake was acting when they were at this restaurant, getting naked and jumping in the pool. And then you were so critical of Chef Rachel and what she was doing when she was drunk. It's hypocrisy. See, I'm a straight shooter. I didn't like it when Chef Rachel embarrassed the crew and embarrassed the boat. But I definitely didn't like it when Jake did it too. I mean, I get it. It's great funs and giggles for the show. But it's literally Chef Rachel is there and he's doing, at least Chef Rachel didn't get naked. I'm just saying. Let's be fair. That was the whole issue that I had with Chef Rachel. I get it, it's their night off, but still, you can have your night off and drink and not be a mess. You don't have to run around. Look, I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't enjoy seeing the booty. He has a nice butt, but I don't love Jake as much as everyone else loves Jake. I think Jake does things for theatrics, to be honest with you. But this whole, oh, let me get naked, and we'll get back to that. I want to go back to the top of this episode. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about this week's episode of Below Deck. Be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. I know so many people that like what they're watching, but forget that simple fact. It's a great way of supporting the channel. So be sure to like the video. And if you're not enjoying the video, then why are you here? Either way, I like your viewing. It still helps the channel. So Fraser at the top of the episode says that he's ready to date again. He talked about how he dated someone previously, someone that was 10 years older than him, and they were just in different parts of their lives, and he was very much in love, and they broke up. So now he says he's ready for some male attention. Fraser, aren't we all? Look, aren't we all? But I really understand what he's talking about. Depending on your age, and this is why anyone in their 20s, I always say, enjoy your 20s. I'm not going to judge if you decide to get in a relationship and get very serious. But if you can, enjoy your 20s. Go out, date as many people as you want. Travel the world. Because I feel like once you've done all of that, you're going to bring a lot to your relationship when you do decide to settle down. Of course, that journey isn't for everyone, but I definitely encourage people that are in their 20s to do that. And don't get yourself locked down with someone with kids. No offense to the people with kids. But if you have a choice, that's not who I would suggest you get with, because that's a whole other level of responsibility. And trust me, I've dated someone with a child. And you know who you are. It's a big responsibility. And then if you're dating them, you gotta make time for whatever they have to do with that child. I'm not about that life. At least not then. Am I about that life now? Technically, not really. I want to travel. I'm just saying. Not to say that you can't travel with kids, but that kid ain't mine. Yes, Ida, whoop it up. Damn it. Oh, Lord. Thank you so much, Mel B. Mel B says, love you and your channel. I appreciate that, guys, so much. What's going on, Allie? You're not that late. We just started, what? Almost 15 minutes ago. You're a little late. Look, you're a little late. It's okay, though. If you're not a part of our texting community, then you're missing out, because this is, when all else fails in regards to the notifications on YouTube or TikTok, if you're part of the texting community, I always send out a text. I'm at least 99% of the time, I send out a text. Okay, so join our texting community at TheKempire.com. Don't forget, it's the holidays, guys. Get your coldest water bottle today. Ooh. It's a how. Let me go to the Kempire commercial cam. Soon I'll have a mic over here. Get your coldest water bottle today, guys. 10% off when you use the discount code KEMP. Comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes. As you know, everybody and their mother are getting their coldest water bottles. You don't want to miss out on your favorite color or sizes. Get one today. They come in. They don't just have these types of water bottles there. They have coffee cups and things like that. Check it out. Don't forget to use your 10% off. KEMP10. More information is available in the description box of this video. Back to Below Deck. All right. So Fraser's ready to date. And Fraser seems like he's He's funny. He has a great personality. He has a great work ethic. And I think this is great. He says that he's ready to date. Fast forward to the end. We'll get back to that. All right. So the crew is talking about how they want Jess and Wes to hook up. Y'all better leave my Wes alone. Where's Wes? Here's my Wes. Leave my Wes alone. Wes reveals that Jess reminds him of an ex that really broke his heart. And because of that, he has really, what did he say? I wrote it down. Yeah, he said Jess reminds him of one of his ex that broke his heart, and he said he stopped taking chances. Wes, that broke my heart. Wes is a sweetheart. Wes is a sweetheart. He's not great for TV, but he said he stopped taking chances. And you know what? I'm not going to judge him because of that, because I know a lot of people after breakups and things like that, they probably aren't able to or mature enough to articulate why they do what they do now in relationships. I.e., Nathan from Insecure. We will be doing that recap later today, guys. No queens this week, but we will be doing our Insecure recap, so stay tuned later. I like the fact that he's able to articulate that he doesn't take chances anymore. But yes, you're able to articulate it, but you also need to get over it. But the crew is trying to hook them up. I guess they want to loosen both Wes and Jess up. I don't think that's going to loosen Jess up. I don't know what's going on with Jess. Jess is a wet rag. She's a wet rag. I'm just saying. Hold on, let me see what I say. Sheila says, I love Wes. Wes is great. You saw Wes get on that jet ski and get that trampoline? Apparently it's very windy. Everything is just flying off the boat. Luckily, Captain Lee wasn't mad at them because it literally popped off of the boat. Luckily, it didn't happen when the kid was on it with Raina. How are we feeling about Raina this season? I like Raina, but I'm a little like... But you know what? If I had to get rid of anyone from this show, it would have to be Jess. She's the only one. I know Wes isn't bringing a lot, but Wes is cute. Technically, really though, if we were just casting and being producers for the show, we would have to get rid of Jess and Wes. Sorry, Wes. Raina still has potential to bring a lot. But if I really had to, if I was on the ship and I had to decide who had to go, it would be Jess and Heather. I think Heather has the potential to be good for TV because she's combative. She has that ego thing going on with her. So she's not terrible TV, but her and Raina, it looked like they're about to get into it because Raina's like, this is not my job. Yeah, but you're supposed to help out because remember, everyone's getting that $25,000 to split up. So if one needs your help, you need to help them. And that's the great thing about the whole aspect of we're splitting a tip. So even if they love the food, everyone needs to help out because everyone's splitting that tip. But Raina was like, but Raina's always complaining though. She's always complaining about, 1 minute she's complaining about Jake being the lead deckhand and the way he's speaking to her. Then she's complaining about Heather and the way she's speaking to her. I think Raina might be a little lazy. Right? She might be a little lazy. Sheila says, I can't get into Heather. Black Jelly says, Kempire, who would you hook up with on these shows? Well, on Below Deck, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious who I would hook up with. Because I don't get why people are so obsessed with Jake. I think if Jake did something with that beard or that mustache and maybe the hair, he's not ugly to me. And after seeing his booty, I'm like, So, Fraser's cute. You know what? At the end of the day, sometimes personality can make you see someone in a different light and they can seem sexier because of their personality. So off of personality, and this is no offense because Fraser's cute too. He's a little thin for me though. Is that body shaming? No, he's just a little too thin for me. I like a little meat on your bones. A little meat. It doesn't have to be a lot of meat, and in the right places. Wait, this is not Kempire After Dark. That was me last night on Down with Jason's channel. But Wes is a cutie. So if I had to choose, it'd probably be Wes. But Wes doesn't, he doesn't bat for my team. Jake says he's not bisexual. Jake says that he is sexually comfortable. So if Wes was sexually comfortable, it would be going down. Way too young on my TikTok says she is not lazy. He switched up on her once he was promoted. I don't feel like he switched up on her. Jake is in a lead deckhand position, so everything they do represents them. I'm a different type of worker though, guys. When I used to work corporate, I'm a hard worker. I'm like by the book. So I don't play. So I respect people like Kate Chastain. I respect people like Fraser. I even respect what Heather's trying to do. So when it comes to work, I don't play. So if you work with me, if you end up working with me, and people that do work with me here on the channel, they understand, like, I'm serious about my work. When I say things need to get done, I need to be able to give you that work and you get it done. I don't like to micromanage anyone. Just saying. And I feel Heather, although I don't love Heather on the show, I do feel that Raina doesn't really like to work. Just saying. I kind of get that lazy vibe from her because she's always complaining. Although I do agree that Heather was being annoying about asking her about, are you going to put on the costume, the 80s party costume? That was a little annoying. I can see Heather, excuse me, being a little annoying. I can. Gail says trim his beard, Wes's beard. Yeah, honestly, Gail, I agree with you. I don't really love, I don't mind his beard. It's not a lot, but I have seen people with like big beards, and that can get really nasty. So I just prefer, every once in a while, I start to grow out my beard, and I'm like, let me cut this down. I really don't love it getting too thick, even though a lot of people tell me that they like it when my beard's a little bit thicker. But I'm just like, and then when you're kissing that, and then, I might need to start doing below deck at after a certain period of time, because the way we get into conversations about dating and stuff. Okay. Alex says, I second the importance of the meat needing to be in the right places. This is early here, y'all. This is not even 1 p.m. Eastern. Ida says TMI. Ali says, I love beards. Anyways. Oh, goodness. Let's move on. Jake's poop story. That's why I feel like Jake is a little too much. Like, I don't even know if I could be friends with Jake. I just feel like he's just a little too much. I don't know if it's for TV. I don't know if he's just really wacky like that. I didn't need to know that story. Like, he meant to pass gas with one of his girlfriends, and he ended up pooping on her. Really? I didn't need that story for Jake. I didn't need it. I did not need it at all. So Fraser and Heather are coming to, early in the episodes, Fraser did not like Heather, her work style, whatever, but now they're bonding over their disdain for Jess. And we're all bonding on our disdain for Jess. Can we talk? Jess isn't bringing a lot. However, when Captain Lee, meets with everyone, he says, "Oh, it was nice seeing you step out of your comfort zone." And Fraser's like, this heifer's not even working, and he's giving her compliments. I think Captain Lee, he looks at Jess as like a daughter, very much how he looked at Kate Chastain. So he likes her. She's not terrible at her job, but all she's doing really is being in the laundry. And when she's upstairs, she's breaking things. And she's calling the deck crew for a balloon that flies off and not the glass that's on the floor, and almost steps on the glass, and then almost took herself out. Sheila says that was gross. Allie, she said I would have made him. Really? Come on. Ew. I think we were. I don't know if that girlfriend of Jake broke up with him after that, because I think I probably would have. Like, what is wrong with you? Because first of all, even if it was just you passing gas, I don't need you passing gas in front of me. I don't like that. That's not sexy. You need to maintain the sexy in your relationship, and there's just certain things you shouldn't do around each other. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the bathroom around each other. Well, I am saying that. At least like the two. This is why it's great to have more than one bathroom if you can afford it. Honestly. Can we talk? Honestly, if you can have two bathrooms, why not? Why not? Oh, Way Too Young says after dark. It's barely afternoon. Love it. My TikTok chat's a mess right now. Can we talk though? I don't. Yeah, Gail says yuck, messy Jake. I would probably have broke up with him after that story. Just to be honest with you. Eddie, can we just talk about Eddie being a first officer and him trying to, honestly, what does a first officer do? I think he's trying to figure that part out too. What does a first officer do? Yes, now he has Jake as the lead deckhand, but it's like, what are you? I guess he's supposed to be learning what Captain Lee does up there. I don't know. I really do love Eddie. I love the fact that they always put the gay guy with Eddie in their cabins together. And Eddie was so sweet to Fraser that he gave Fraser the 2 closets. And mind you, he's above Fraser. He's the first officer. He's above Fraser, but he's like, I don't need 2 closets. You can have the other closet. And Fraser loves it. Sidebar, whoever did Fraser's makeup for his confessionals, you should be fired. I think all of us were noticing that this week. If you look at Fraser on his Instagram or even on the show, that's not the confessionals. Fraser looks good. He doesn't even need, honestly, the foundation that they put on. But it was like, what is going? And mind you, I've seen this on even major talk shows like The View. Some of their guests that have come on there, especially men, they have done a bad job when it comes to the makeup that they put. Because when you're on TV, you do need makeup. When you're on YouTube, you need makeup. Honestly, I haven't done it. I probably need to. Just saying. When you're doing anything with cameras and lighting, sometimes you need a little makeup to make everything look right. Whoever did Fraser's makeup did a bad job. Mama Allie said he's second to the captain and needs to learn the captain's job. Okay. All right. Gail says, I used to work with a coworker that always talking and not working. I think we all have had that experience of someone that you've worked with that is just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Jess seems to be the one. I honestly would not miss Jess if she was to leave. But I don't want to break Wes's heart because it seems that he's slowly but surely trying to woo Jess. But at the same time, he's a little hesitant because she reminds him so much of a girl that he was in love with that broke his heart. By the time Wes makes a move, it'll probably be the season finale. But not if the crew's involved. The crew is really trying to make them hook up. Just saying. Sheila says, I think he's supposed to be training. Dulcie says, hello, thank you. I thought I was the only one that saw how horrible the makeup was. Yeah. And like I said, I think people are blaming Fraser, but no, he doesn't do his makeup for the confessionals. I'm sure they have people doing that stuff. Whoever did it needs to be fired because between the light, it just didn't match up correctly. Like you could literally see like the redness around his eye. I was like, what is happening here? Shout out to Fraser. Okay. All right. Okay, let's fast forward. Let's fast forward because look, the season has been a slow starter for me, and I love Below Deck. This season has been a little slow for me. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe the guests are being a little too nice. These guests gave a nice $25,000 tip to the crew, really based off of Chef Rachel. And this week I'm Team Chef Rachel because I feel like Eddie's hypocrisy for how he viewed Rachel and how he's viewing Jake in this instance. So, they do a great job with this charter, and they go out. They really get drunk. Y'all know I don't drink. And I don't mind if people drink around me, but when you're messy drunk, when your eyes are like this, it's like, come on. Do you have to get full on drunk to the point where you're like, barely can walk? You don't remember the night before? We're looking at you, Fraser and Jake. They hook up in the car. All right. I had to get the picture. They hook up in the car. But before that, they were in the pool. Fraser is slowly, not Fraser. Jake was slowly undressing at the bar, then gets naked, jumps in the pool. Fraser doesn't get full on naked, but he's in his underwear, jumps in the pool. Isn't that embarrassing to the boat? You're at a bar doing this. And honestly, I wasn't entertained. I wasn't entertained by the drunken madness. I wasn't. Them kissing, I was like, all right. I don't know about anyone else. It's been clear to me, Fraser, you're not fooling anyone. This is not your best friend. You had a crush on him from go. He likes to kind of like push it out on everyone else. Does everyone have a crush on Jake? You have a crush on Jake, Fraser. You have a crush on Jake. And he's like, oh, I know he's straight, and there's nothing going to happen there. To his surprise, Jake is drunk enough. Even though Raina says, oh, he's bisexual. He's like, no, I'm not bisexual. I am sexually comfortable, which I can appreciate. I wish more straight guys were sexually comfortable. Not because I want to kiss them. But I do like that about Jake, that he is sexually comfortable and isn't afraid to explore other things. And at the end of the day, he labels himself what he wants to label himself. So he says, oh, I'm not bisexual. That wasn't really Australian, though. I apologize. This moment happens. I guess it doesn't matter because the ladies ended up recording this. I'm like, wait, why is she recording it? And mind you, they're doing it on TV with cameramen. So Fraser and Jake end up kissing passionately, not just kissing on the lips, passionately. There was tongue involved. They were very, very drunk. The next day, Fraser is shown the video and he says, I don't remember that. I mean, they were drunk. Jake says he doesn't remember it either. I think it's just very convenient. I think they both remember it. Just saying. There's nothing wrong with it. Look, there's nothing wrong with it. I know that Fraser was getting his life. He was like, yes. And I don't think it's done in regards to them flirting and kissing on the show. We haven't seen any other previews, but we didn't see this one either. So I wouldn't be surprised if they hook up some more. Who else do you think will hook up? Do you think Jess and Wes will actually hook up this season? Probably at the pressure of the entire crew. I'm honestly, even if they do hook up, I'm not that interested. I could care less. I might be mad because y'all know how I feel about my Wes. They both knew what they done. Tara says. JMM55 says Jake is bisexual when he's drunk. The real Jake comes out. And there's nothing wrong with it. But he clearly said, I'm not bisexual. I am sexually comfortable. Is that Fraser's the one that reminds me of Kevin in the movie line At Home? I don't know. This is Fraser. Look, let me bring up Fraser. Where is Fraser? No, this is Wes. I know I have a picture of Fraser. Oh, here is Fraser. This is Fraser. These pictures don't do Fraser any justice. They don't do him any justice. Go to his Instagram. And on his Instagram, you see that Jake and Fraser have been hanging out. I'm not sure if they're together now. Little plot twist. Are they together now? Imagine. I still don't see that guy for Jake seems like he's all over the place. He doesn't seem like the guy that's ready to settle down, even though we found out a couple episodes ago that he's engaged, but I think he's only engaged so this lady can get her UK visa. So I don't know. Deborah, I predicted this. Deborah says, I think Eddie and Rachel will hook up. I kind of predicted this too, because I feel like there's a little sexual energy going on there. And I think that's why she was so hurt. I think she has a crush on Eddie. And I wouldn't blame her for having a crush on Eddie. Eddie's cute. Eddie is serious about his job. Eddie's he's just a nice guy. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had a crush. And that's why she was so hurt that Eddie said the things that he said about her behavior the last season. Okay. Speaking of Eddie, where's my picture of Eddie? Hold on. Is this my picture of Eddie? No, that's that. Hold on. I have a picture of Eddie. Where is my picture of Eddie in the fire starter? Wait, here it is. Oh, Eddie. What is happening here? What is happening here, Eddie? What are you doing? Eddie ends up almost setting the boat on fire, and then also setting his hair on fire. So much so that the entire boat's like, what's that smell? I'm like, uh-oh. I mean, he's lucky he didn't do, mind you, he's the first officer. Can you imagine if Captain Lee, Captain Lee at this point has seen it, and I'm sure he has commented on this on social media. You guys will let me know what he said. It's terrible. Just so he can light up a cigar. First officer, you should know better. But I was scared for Eddie, though. But Eddie was also drunk, right? I mean, he wasn't as drunk as the rest of them, but he was also a little drunk. He could have really hurt himself, though. That was a little scary. Micah says, Eddie burning his hair, OMG. That was hilarious, but he's lucky it wasn't worse. Daddy would have been mad. Boat daddy. It's true. Captain Lee would have lost his mind. Celia says, burnt hair does stink bad. Look, I don't know. I don't know about that life, but apparently, maybe. Damn. I'm glad Eddie's okay though, and I'm glad they caught it on camera as well. Mama Allie says, and he didn't even notice. Luckily, he didn't do it by himself, and that Jake was there. Mind you, Jake was so drunk. I'm sure that alone, seeing something like that, sobers you up very quickly. Drunk as hell, Eddie. Oh yeah, he probably was a little drunk. Didn't know what he was doing. But it seemed like that torch backfired a little bit. Like something was wrong with it. But then he later used it to light up a cigar. So I don't know. Luckily he didn't burn the yacht down, because he would have felt so bad. Captain Lee would have ripped him a new one. It seems as if Eddie, though, will be ripping a new one for the crew later, next episode, because his crew, although I don't think that his crew is bad in comparison to some of the crews that like the deckhands that we've seen over the years, but apparently there's going to be issues later this season, and we're going to watch all of it unfold. I'm interested to see what's going to happen between Fraser and Jess, because he is not feeling Jess. Apparently Heather's going to switch their roles. Fraser will be going in the laundry room, and Jess is going to have to serve and do everything that Fraser's been doing. So this is going to put pressure on Jess. We shall see if she rises to the occasion. You never know. They could have been setting us up to think that Jess doesn't know what she's doing, but now that she's out of the laundry room, is she going to step up? Is she going to step up? Maybe. Mama Ellie says his crew is lazy. Raina seems to be the lazy one. I wouldn't say that Wes is a lazy one. And that's not because I like Wes. And I think Jake also steps up. Raina seems to be the lazy one. You saw how she was having issues with, what's his name? With Jake, when he was trying to get her to, work. So we shall see. Lady McGill says the crew isn't bad, just a little sloppy. Damn, I love how we're saying this stuff like we are deckhands. They're a little lazy. Can we even do any of that work? Micah says, all I know is I'm tired of seeing Jake's white little behind on my TV screen. Oh my gosh. Tara says eyebrows, fringe, nasal hair, all at risk. He got lucky. Burnt hair smells so bad. Really? Anybody want to come over so we can test that there? Joking. Thank you so much, Gail. Guys, I'm going to wrap this up. If you enjoy Below Deck, don't forget that we will be recapping it every single week here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We are also live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. Be sure to follow us there for exclusive content. And if you haven't subscribed to my podcast, be sure to subscribe. Kempire Radio on all major podcast platforms. Links are available in the description of this video. Thank you to everyone that was a part of the conversation on my TikTok chat, everyone that was a part of the conversation on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Shout out to my moderators, our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. I appreciate you all being here. I will see you guys a little bit later on today so we can do our recap of Insecure. And we have to talk about Married at First Sight. And tomorrow it's going to be another busy day with the Real Housewives of Orange County. And there's a new episode, from what I hear, of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So stay tuned for that. Turn your notifications on. Join our texting community. It's scrolling across your screen. TextKempire.com for more details. And take a sip. So you don't miss out on any of the content. And I have another video that will be coming out involving Kenya Moore. So stay tuned for that. And guys, don't forget to check out some of the videos you may have missed yesterday. There's a Jussie Smollett update. He's back in trial. Facing some charges. So guys, if you missed that video, be sure to check that out and everything else that you missed on the channel. Thank you again to everyone for being here. I look forward to talking about Below Deck again next week to see, like I said, the season so far has been Fraser for me is my favorite so far, but we shall see. Well, Wes is also a favorite, but for other reasons. I appreciate you guys being here. I will talk to you later. We'll go live again later. Thanks, guys.